We got it right yet? Okay. On behalf of Outer East Football Netball, I welcome you here today to the 2025 Yarra Valley Water Under-16 Yarra Junior Grand Final. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay our respects to their elders, past and present. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today. Please do not forget to fill up your drink bottles from the Yarra Valley stations at the end of the club rooms. Thank you, Yarra Valley Water, our junior major sponsor, Choose Tap. Our two grand final teams of Wandin and Olinda Ferny Creek have played on 3 occasions this season, with Wandin winning all of them. Both teams are well deserving of their place in today's grand final, and we look forward to a great match. For some of the junior players, this is their last junior game. I would like to wish them all the best and encourage them to continue playing football at their senior club. I'd also like to congratulate our umpires who will be officiating in today's game. I now invite you to stand if you're able, and please remove your hat for our national anthem. Good luck to both sides.
Well, hello and welcome to Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve for our Under-16 Yarra Grand Final between Wandin and Olinda Ferny Creek, the 4th Grand Final on another beautiful day here in Yarra Junction for our Yarra Valley Water Choose Tap Junior Grand Finals here in the Outer East. I'm Adam Miller taking you through today's action, and joining me in the commentary box, of course, is Adam Brogdon and Steph Barkas. Good afternoon, and Steph, what a beautiful day we've had all day, considering some pretty nasty weather forecasts earlier in the week.
I know, haven't we been so lucky?
Yep.
It's been amazing to have the sun out today. We've seen some great footy, and I am looking forward to this one, let me tell you.
I think this could be a ripping game of football. A couple of big names in this game as well, of course, the likes of Mitchie Upton from Wandin, or Moondog as he's colloquially known as. Jesse Dester as well from Olinda Ferny Creek. He's a superstar footballer. He's won the last couple of best on ground medals for Olinda Ferny Creek, playing in the Rangers. Now they come up into Yarra and they take on this mighty Wandin side in what should hopefully be a ripping grand final, and both sides ready and raring to go. So hopefully we do have an absolute cracking game of footy. We've had a couple of pretty good ones so far, but I reckon this one could potentially be the best of the lot.
Absolutely, it's got that potential. I'm really looking forward to this. I know you just said we've had some pretty good luck with the weather, and I was told to bring my gumboots and my jacket, and all of a sudden I got here and it was blue skies and sun, and I'm certainly not going to complain about that.
Absolutely great to see. Yeah,
Knock on wood,
we
exactly.
don't want this last game.
I've done it all day. We keep talking about it. And
Those clouds do look very grey now that I look outside, but I'm not going to... They do look very great.
They do look.
That's all right.
It's okay. It'll hold off for us. We've been lucky all day. I'm going to believe that we're going to get through it.
I love luck.
So we are about to get underway in the Under-16 Yarra Grand Final here between Olinda Ferny Creek and Wandin. The Under-16 Yarra Grand Final here in the Outer East as the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we are underway. And up it goes. And the tap was won down there by Nolan of Wandin. High up and under ball, and here is Mitchie Upton straight away. First couple of minutes of the game, Mitch Upton! And he's just offline. Oh boy, what a start that would have been for Wandin.
Oh, it would have been fantastic, just right off the bat into Mitch Upton's hands.
Moondog, it took him seconds, literal seconds, to get himself involved. So Olinda Ferny Creek connects at the defensive 50 through the agency of Brown. High up another ball to the pavilion side of the ground. Good intercept. Marcus taken, does it no? Ball spilled to ground level, picked up beautifully by Camden Jones. He's turned it over though. So can the Bloods go back the other way? Ben corralled well here by the Wandin forward line, but eventually they break away. Kick back into the corridor is a dangerous one. The intercepting mark couldn't be taken by Seeger. Paddles the ball in front of himself. Lost control of it. Olinda Ferny Creek under siege at the moment, but they get the ball clear. But for how long? Jesse Dester came up to meet it. Slipped over at the inopportune time. They'll go back inside forward 50 again off the boot of Aitkins, and the intercepting mark is taken. Well read there by Munkhorst. Comes back in towards the corridor. Good kick it was as well. Straight onto the chest leader of Deering. Deering dishes it off beautifully in that occasion to Churchill. Churchill, low trajectory ball down the line is gathered beautifully at ground level, but again, few players slipping over at the inopportune time, and the umpire red hot with that decision, holding the ball is paid. And the free kick there for Nolan. Dishes off, and now the Dogs go inside forward 50. Here is Folletta out the back, kick around the body, and Folletta just offline.
Just pushed it a bit far right.
So a couple of behinds for Wandin to start proceedings. Haven't quite capitalised on a couple of early opportunities.
And red hot too. Fast pace, lots of movement. Good to see.
So the Bloods once again looking to exit the defensive 50, and they'll take on the corridor. Long kick for the intended target. Good strong mark overhead by Jack Ford. Does he go out wide? Does he peers into the corridor? Jesse Dester provided a lead. But he's kicked it straight into the man of the mark, and Wandin might be on the counter-attack again. Eventually, Camden Jones gets back up on his feet, gathered the ball beautifully, puts the Dogs inside forward 50. Again, Folletta, the intended target, already had one kick towards goal. That one won't work out. Maybe Seeger. Beautifully done. Dishes off. Camden Jones, check side towards goal. Upton, can he escort the ball? No, he can't. So again, this time it was Camden Jones who just couldn't quite find the goals.
So, Olinda Ferny Creek will play on out of the goal square. Just assessing his options, so he just runs straight up the middle, kicks it towards the broadcast wing. Under it is a few players. Very well marked there by that man there in Niche. So Niche kicks it down the line. It finds not quite to find the player, so just the mark drop there. Great follow-up effort though. There's lots of scrap happening down here. Just so much contested footy, and it'll be taken over the line directly in front of the box, so we'll get a pretty good view of this one. So up in the ruck, Wandin win that one. But Olinda Ferny Creek get their hands on the footy first, kick it down the line, trying to find a set of hands, but he couldn't find any in red and white, but they've ended up with the footy anyway. Dester ended up tapping that one out of bounds, so it'll be a ball up into the pocket of Olinda Ferny Creek, as I just lean around the side of the window to get a better look. Olinda Ferny Creek win the tap down, chip kick inside 50. Couldn't find a player on the full, but picked up there and immediately tackled down. So good defensive pressure by Wandin just there. So we'll have to see how they hold up with the ball up. So up it goes again. Oh, massive jump from the Wandin player. I didn't quite see who it was. I haven't got track of it yet.
Pollock.
Oh, I know. Pollock. So a free kick going towards Wandin. Given to Jones. Jones swings around on the right. Just a short kick. Gets it there to Crossland. Crossland gets it down the line. Ooh. Tried to look there for Nolan. Couldn't grab him. So turned it over. Olinda Ferny Creek have the footy. And very well marked there by Johnston. So Johnston just having a look around. No one's really leading at him, and he wants someone too, but no one's doing it. So he just tries to bomb it long and it just turns the ball over and wanted to take an intercept mark.
So Jones taking the intercept mark. A lead being provided long down the line here from Dunn. Jones loads up, high up and under ball. Dunn will fly, so too will Upton. Just flew over his head. Beautifully done at the back by Johnston. Does he keep the ball in play? Mark is paid. Oh, wow. I thought that had gone over the line, but anyway, Spencer Garrett continues to push Olinda Ferny Creek down the line. Pollock provided a good contest. Oh, and he busts his way through. Dishes off to Jones. Jones will send the ball back in towards the corridor. Upton provided the lead. He takes the mark. He'll wheel around onto the right boot. Kick into the pocket, looking for Seeger. And the ball trickles over the boundary line. And a free kick for the last kick rule will come into effect. So Olinda Ferny Creek, they've weathered the early storm from Wandin, haven't conceded any goals as of yet. Long kick down the line. The intended target is Haynes, and he got up and took a good strong mark overhead. Haynes peers into the corridor. High up and under ball to a one-on-one contest. Fisted away on that occasion there by Halema. But eventually then Ferny Creek get the ball back under their control. Slipping over the inopportune time was Bellamo. Got the kick away anyway, but he's turned it over. Wandin can counter-attack and through the corridor they go. Long kick down the line. It's a good one straight onto the chest of Crosland. Crosland will put the Dogs inside forward. 50. And the mark is taken, is it? No. Spill to the last moment, but swing around to the right boot is Piper. High up and under ball. And the mark is taken by Upton on the line, is it? No.
No, just taken over through the behind line.
It was well done by Moondog, but just didn't quite get there in time. And 4 behinds now for Wandin. Olinda Ferny Creek yet to trouble the scorers. So they bring the ball back into play once again. Fletcher Brown, long kick, exits to the defensive 50, flies over a few sets of heads. They track it back to the boundary line to the Bloods, and there's a whistle. And I think this will be the ball up.
Out of bounds, yeah.
I think it's just a ball up. I don't think there's going to be any last kick rule here. So up it goes. Tap was one down by Nolan. Goes in towards the corridor. Now they get it back. Here is Camden Jones. Eventually gets the ball under his control. How's a little dance step out of trouble. Tried to dish off to Seeger, but just missed the target. Jones with a good second effort. Back in towards the corridor. Maybe an opportunity presenting itself here for Chumba if he can get to the ball first, but he can't. Beautifully done by Dunn. Puts the ball inside forward 50. Folletta strong overhead. And he'll get his second chance in front of goal. Will Jackson Folletta, and he's already told the umpire he's going to go back and have a look. So a kick of about 35 metres required on a slight angle. Jackson Folletta, this for the first goal of the grand final. Already 7 minutes have elapsed to push the margin out to 10 points and to really get things underway in this grand final. So Folletta, as mentioned, man of the mark about 35 out. In he comes with a fairly slow and deliberate approach, just taking the sting out of the game. In he comes. Looks pretty good off the boot, starting at left. It comes back and it's straight over the goal umpire's cap. And Wandin have got the first in the under-16 Yarra Grand Final. Folletta has nailed it. 1-4-10 to Olinda Ferny Creek, yet to score.
He's clearly got a bit of a boot on him because I reckon he just poked at that and it just carried all the way. So really well kicked. And the overhead mark that he took as well was really good, just overpowering his defender. So strong start from Wandin. And
a big contest, yeah. No, they're dominating the territory and they finally got some reward for effort. 7 minutes into the first quarter, so 1-4-10 to Olinda Ferny Creek, yet to score as the ball comes back into the middle.
So up in the air now. Tap, one down by Olinda Ferny Creek, roved as well. So Olinda Ferny Creek will push the ball forward. Bouncing ball, hasn't quite gone to anyone on the full. And Desta takes a bit of a tumble. Gets a bit of a push in the back, but umpire says no worries, we'll just keep playing. So ball scrapping around, no quite clean possessions, and no quite clean wordplay either. So intercepted by Olinda Ferny Creek, kicking it inside forward 50, try to get it to the intended target there of Garrett. Couldn't quite get there, so it just runs towards the back and ends up being a behind. So rush behind for Olinda Ferny Creek, and Wandin will look to exit the defensive 50. So they kick it just a short one, just to get to the hands of Crossland. And Crossland will have a look around, look at who's presenting for some options. So he goes down the line, almost intercepted by Olinda Ferny Creek, but couldn't quite get the hands on it with the Bloods. So it's been played up in the air. Wandin all over it, but Olinda Ferny Creek aren't exactly underrepresented either. So out the back, Olinda have a good chance of getting it in. Through the hands of Johnston. Kicks it inside forward 50, couldn't quite get to the target. On top of it is Blankiron. And up in the tap. And then all of a sudden in the hands there of Bellamo. Bellamo tried to get it out of the contest, couldn't quite. It's tackle after tackle and we're going nowhere. So we'll have a ball up into the forward pocket for Olinda Ferny Creek. So up it goes. Peacock probably just wins the tap. Roves his own work. Dribbles, so must have been smothered a little bit. Running through the pack. There's no way. Just missed on the right-hand side.
Garrett.
It was Garrett. So tried to dodge around a couple of players, but just pushed it a bit too far right. So Wandin will have to try and bring this back in and try and exit defensive 50. Olinda Ferny Creek kept it in last time, so we'll see what they can do again. So playing to the pavilion side of the ground this time. Hitting his intended target on the far side. Going down the line. There's a couple of Wandin players there, but mark taken there by Monkhurst, who kicks it back down the line. Tried to find Blank Iron and did. Kicked it in, high up and under ball. Who can get under it? Mark almost taken by Jack Ford. Not quite. Wandin played out the back, so they switched the play up a bit.
Great kick by
dangerous
Camden
kick.
Jones.
It was very nice, but would Almost got onto it. In the hands of Garrett. Trying to get around his players. Handball over the top. Hasn't been quite taken possession of. And it's rushed over the line.
So a ball up forward to centre for Olinda Ferny Creek, who've had the better of these last couple of minutes. Can they capitalise? Can they manufacture something out of this stoppage? So Peacock in the ruck up against Pollock. The umpire brings it right back in towards the corridor. Pollock just smashes it forward. Who can run onto this opportunity for Aitkins? Gathers it cleanly, swings around onto the right boot, gets the ball to half forward. Mitch Upton, the intended target, couldn't quite stick the mark. Maybe an opportunity at the back here for Brown. Tapped it back into the corridor. Upton lurking. Monkhorst couldn't gather it cleanly. Was he held? Umpire calls him to go. Ball spills out. Now Camden Jones will chase the ball back towards the boundary line. Swings around onto his non-preferred left. Really good kick. Oh, just didn't quite work out in the end for Crosland. Ball at ground level once again. Plenty of players on hands and knees. Dishing it out was Ferguson. And a free kick will go Wandin's way. So Wandin can go inside forward 50, maybe even a shot at goal potentially. We'll see what happens here. The recipient will be Sculthorpe. I think he's going to back himself in. So Sculthorpe, kick of about 45 metres required from pretty much directly in front. This to push the margin out to 14 points. Gets pretty close to the player on the mark. Starts at left. It's coming back. Upton on the line. Got it.
No way.
Mitch Upton. He can take him overhead. He can crumb him out the back. And Wandin got their second.
That's fantastic. Just the footy IQ to just tap it while it was on the ground. Just it got touched on the goal line. It literally dropped straight down. It looked like a badminton shuttlecock. It just went straight to the floor.
Yep.
And then you went just toe poke it through for a goal. That's some smart footy, that is.
So it's back in the middle. Moondog's got his first 2-4-16 to two behinds. So Pollock in the ruck for Wandin here. Peacock stays in for Olinda Ferny Creek. And the umpire throws the ball aloft once again. Pollock went early and won the tap. Got it down to Seeger, who's attending this centre bounce. Can the Bloods get the centre clearance? No, they've run themselves into trouble. And holding the ball is paid. So good tackle by the big man, Pollock. And they just tell him to send it long, and that's exactly what he does. Long ball inside forward, 50. No mark can be taken. Ball spills to ground level. Chance here for Halema if he can gather it clean. They couldn't do so. The Bloods, though, run themselves into trouble once again. The Wandin pressure, very good at the moment. Aitkins gets a handle away, but it slips through the fingertips of Pollock. Lays a good strong tackle, though, does the big man again and again. He's rewarded with a holding the ball free kick. Pollock, long kick, deep into the forward pocket. Upton flies. Couldn't stick the one-hander. Can he get the ground level work? It won't matter because Wandin have got their third. Out to a 20-point difference.
Was it Sculthorpe?
Find out in a moment.
Waiting for him to turn around.
Another dribbler. I think it might have been Piper. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure it's Piper. It is, yep. So Charlie Piper. So all the early behind kickers have all redeemed themselves with goals because it was Upton, Folletta and Piper. The only one now is Camden Jones, who's got to get back in and kick a goal. But anyway, Wandin, 3 goals early, 3-4-22 to 2 behinds.
So we'll go back in the middle now. Up it goes. Winning the tap there was no one in particular, but Wandin have got the footy now, so they go deep. Inside, it's a very up and under ball. Who can get under it? Folletta tries, doesn't quite, comes off his knee as he tries to grab it. But there's still a lot of Wandin representation. But Olinda Ferny Creek have the footy at the moment. Kick it back indoors to the corridor. Oh no, but Mark is dropped by Wandin. Just slipped on the cricket pitch. Dester's chasing after it, but not quite. Wandin maintain possession for the moment. Still under lots of pressure from Olinda Ferny Creek. There's Bloods jerseys everywhere. You wouldn't want to make a mistake if you're a Wandin player going through the middle. So Peacock hands it off. Gives it to Haynes. Haynes didn't know what to do with it and ended up being turned over. So Wandin enter the forward 50 again. Oh, and just a juggle of a mark from Brown. And Brown is looking pretty comfortable at the moment. It looks like he's going to go back and kick it. I'm just keeping one eye on the situation in the middle. Is that Jones?
It's Camden Jones. Looks down with a knee or an ankle maybe. Looks in a fair bit of pain.
Yep.
So we'll keep one eye on that. And we'll keep the other guy eye on the man kicking the goal. And Noah Brown. So he comes in, deliberate approach. Gets a little bit under it, so might not make the distance. Marking the goal square, not quite. Can he get toe poked off the ground? Maybe. It's bouncing around in there like a madhouse. Who's got it? Oh, smothered off the boot. Really good effort by Ryan Dunn to try and get it on the boot, but there was about 3 Olinda Ferny Creek players who went, no thank you, I'm going to take that. But we might end up
I think play might
with, play
stop
might
you guys
stop.
because he hasn't got enough.
He's in
Camden.
serious pain too.
It looks like maybe like a knee dislocation or an ankle or something. Yep, they've
doesn't
stopped
look
play
good.
now.
So we will.
Oh, yeah, he's not putting any weight on that leg whatsoever.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, it's not looking great at all.
Looks like a dislocation to me.
Yep.
It's certainly not. Yeah, no, it's quite a grim scene, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you're right, Steph. I think there's a knee dislocation there. Doesn't look too good.
Very unfortunate.
Yep.
He's a very influential player. He's actually played 3 or 4 games
Yes,
even
he
with
has.
Wandin seniors this year. So, he'll be absolutely shattered, Camden Jones. We don't like to see that in any case, but definitely not in a grand final.
That's all right. So, Dester's got the ball at the moment. Kicks it down the line. Intended target was that man there, and Grimes couldn't get his hands to it. But instead, ends up in the hands of Walker. Walker kicks it inside 50. Can Olinda Ferny Creek make the most of this opportunity? It looked like Boot had a boot to it, funnily enough. Ends up towards the boundary line. Has it been kept in play? No. So not bad from Jack Ford to try and keep it in, but it'll be called for stoppage. So we'll have a look what happens here. We bring the ball quite far in to do the ball up, so up it goes. Peacock getting the back tap, didn't quite get it to anyone in particular. Wandin have probably got possession at the moment, except for the fact Garrett's there. Ended up his feet, tried to get it over the top. Taken in a dumping tackle there was, I believe, that man Blank Iron. And a whistle's been blown.
Free kick for a high tackle.
For a high tackle.
Going to Jesse Dester.
Yes, it sure is. So this could be such an interesting kick. He's pretty far out and he's on quite a tight angle, so it'll be interesting to see whether he passes this one off, but
I reckon he'll back himself in,
I
Jesse
reckon he'll
Dester.
back-
He's got this in him.
He's a good kick, Jesse.
we'll have a look. He comes in. Pretty slow approach. Doesn't really wheel around at all. He goes for the drop punt. Straight to the top of the goal square. Hasn't gone out of play just yet.
Rushed over.
And rushed over for a behind. So Wandin will have the opportunity to take it out of their back line.
So Wandin again, hold up defensively. Haven't allowed a goal yet so far in this game. None the target out of defence, but the kick's going to fall short. Spencer Garrett provided the contest. He just couldn't stick the mark and the ball trickles over. And we'll have another stoppage. Still forward to centre for Olinda Ferny Creek. So can they find one before quarter time? Just bring the margin back a little bit. So it'll be Pollock and Peacock in the ruck. Up it goes. Pollock goes early, wins the tap. Sharked, though, beautifully done on that occasion by Haynes. But he's turned it over and now Wandin on the counter-attack once again. Mitch Upton gathers the ball. Here we go. He'll get the Jets on. No, he has to handball it away. Taken down to ground level. Now it's under the agency there of Piper. Piper might have turned it over, but now Wandin win it back, and there's a siren. And that will do us for quarter time in the under-16 Yarra Grand Final. And a good start here for the Dogs. 20 points in the lead. 3-5-23 to Olinda Ferny Creek. 3 behind. Felt like an evenish contest, Adam, but Wandin definitely taking some opportunities early.
Yeah, I'd say that in terms of territory, I thought it was quite even. But when Wandin go forward, they're so damaging with the footy, especially in the hands of Upton, which we saw.
Yep.
Camden Jones, who's unfortunately departed from the game, who was having a massive impact in that first quarter. So how the game pans out from here is going to be quite interesting, because I think there's going to be a bit of a momentum shift, obviously without the help of Jones, but it'll all be about how Olinda Ferny Creek can be damaging with the footy when they go up forward.
This is really nice as well. The Wandin boys are getting over to Camden, and he didn't come off through the interchange gate, so there's a good chance that he might not take any further part in this game. So hopefully he is okay, but we will see what happens. But we will head off to a break for quarter time now. When we come back, we'll bring you all the action from the second quarter. And welcome back to Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve for the second quarter in our under-16 Yarra Grand Final between Wandin and Olinda Ferny Creek. And if you are just tuning in, it is currently a 20-point difference the way of the Dogs. 3-5-23 they are to Olinda Ferny Creek, 3 behinds. Wouldn't say the contest has been too uneven, but Wandin have definitely capitalised a lot more going inside forward 50 than Olinda Ferny Creek did. So still plenty of football to be played in this game. Another 3 quarters to go as the ball is back in the middle. So can Olinda Ferny Creek respond? Can they get themselves back in via the scoreboard, or will Wandin continue to extend this lead? As the umpire holds the ball aloft and second quarter action is underway. Up it goes. Beautifully sharked by Garrett, but he's taken on the tackle by Seager. Was that a sling? No, umpire going to penalise Garrett for holding the ball. Felt like that was a pretty red-hot call, so Seager sends the Dogs inside forward 50, Upton on the lead, but the ball falls short of him. And Olinda Ferny Creek look to counter-attack, and that's what they can do through the pavilion side wing, but a good intercept mark is taken by Aitkins. peers into the corridor momentarily and then just sends it long down the line to half forward. Upton will fly, but again over his head. Peacock in the area. Now Olinda Ferny Creek look to try and pull the switch, but they might have just turned this over. Run themselves into a bit of trouble. Coming up to provide a hand will Scull-Thorpe. Ball locked in close quarters. Now it's under the agency of Lane. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Now Olinda Ferny Creek come away with it. So again, they take on the pavilion side wing. Long kick down the line. Good mark taken by Ford in the one-on-one contest. And he dishes off. They can go inside forward 50, but the kick was smothered. Not an accommodating bounce. Coming across to provide a hand was Chumba, but he just couldn't quite take it cleanly. Desta is involved. High up and under ball inside the forward 50, and the intercepting mark taken there by Alderwick. And Wandin get out of jail for the moment. Alderwick back towards the pavilion side of the ground, but he's turned it straight over. And guess who? Spencer Garrett. Been busy early days in this second quarter. Goes into the pocket. Can he find a set of hands? Desta flies and takes the mark. And he'll line them up from 20 out on a bit of an angle. And Olinda Ferny Creek need this one badly. 20 points in arrears at the moment. And Jesse Desta is just the man. Loves the big stage. And this to kick some life into the Bloods. And he begins his approach towards the Gembrook end of the ground. What can he do? He's missed to the left. There we go. So an opportunity goes begging. Desta unable to convert. Olinda Ferny Creek with their fourth behind. So Wandin still with a handy 19-point margin early days.
So Wandin will take it out of the defensive 50 as we wait for the ball to be retrieved from the back of that dude's Hilux. So
Crossland.
And in the hands of Crossland. So Crossland played it out wide, hasn't kicked it yet, so just going for a run and taking a bounce. So kicked it down the line on this broadcast side. Couldn't quite take the mark. In the hands there.
Oh, dangerous.
Oh, very dangerous from Atkins. In case it's Atkins. In the hands currently of Blenkiron. So Blenkiron sends it deep into the forward 50 and very well marked there by Boot. So Boot will have an opportunity at goal. Not too much angle to speak of and about 15, 20 metres out.
Good start to this quarter by Olinda Ferny Creek, but really important here now that Boot converts.
Absolutely it is. This will be their ticket back into the game. So he takes another couple steps backwards, just getting himself comfortable with the distance. And he starts his approach. He knows that this goal is exactly what they need. So he comes in. And the umpire doesn't move an inch. Fantastic from Boot. And that's one to Olinda Ferny Creek. So absolutely crucial in this game, I believe, to keeping their foot in the door. So we'll bring it back to the middle. Shortening that margin after that goal.
Yeah, really risky there by Atkins to try and peel off that kick back in towards the corridor. And unfortunately, he's kicked it straight to the chest of Blenkiron and Olinda Ferny Creek pounced and, more importantly, converted the opportunity.
Absolutely. So up in the middle it goes. Tap, won by Pollock, and then picked up by Olinda Ferny Creek, but wrapped up in a tackle, but then being corralled by Haynes. Haynes tapping the footy in front of him, and then holding the ball has been paid. So I believe it's Haynes again.
Yeah, it is,
the footy at the moment. So he gets the free kick, and he sends it long, trying to get to the top of the 50, and just marked pretty easily by that man there in Nolan. So Nolan got the footy at the moment, plays it out wide on the right boot.
Oh, no.
Oh, but he's actually turned it over and in trouble. Oh, I thought for a second that Nish was in trouble. He tried to run away with it, kicked it on the left boot, slamming it down to the 50. Couldn't quite get a mark. Ford's running after it, trying to get his hands on the footy, but there's Wandin jumpers everywhere. He's making a fantastic effort, is Ford. And it'll be a stoppage about 15 metres out directly in front for Olinda Ferny Creek. A very dangerous position, you'd say.
Yep.
Nolan going up in the ruck. And there's Peacock. Tapped down. Tried to get into the hands of Blenkiron, but couldn't quite. Lots of Wandin jumpers around. Some really good pressure. Desta made a good tackle. Wasn't rewarded. So there'll be another stoppage about 10 metres further out.
So the Bloods dominating the territory at the moment in this second quarter. Oh, Chumba just couldn't quite gather the ball. Haynes taps it back towards Garrett. Low trajectory ball, the mark won't be taken. It was an absolute daisy cutter. Now Wandin look to exit the defensive 50. That's a pretty good looking kick when they've turned it over. Chumba will take the intercept mark. He reckons he's too far out to score. Sends a pitching wedge inside forward. 50. Oh, the mark nearly taken, but spilled at the last moment. But the Bloods do look dangerous. A good strong tackle is laid here by Bellamo. Pollock couldn't quite get the kick away. Crashing the pack there was Gowan. And another free kick for Olinda Ferny Creek. And Wandin are under siege at the moment. Gowan, the recipient. Will he back himself in from 45? I think he is. So Ben Gowan, this to get the margin back to 7 points the difference. He'll get pretty close to the man of the mark. Won't make the distance. Desta can't quite take the mark. Can someone gather at ground level? Aitkins dispossessed and penalised for holding the ball. And the intensity is through the roof at the moment from Olinda Ferny Creek. And again, Gowan this time will definitely have a shot for goal. Kick of about 35 metres required. And the umpire saying, get back closer. So this actually improves the angle for Gowan. So this to get it back to 7 points of difference for back-to-back goals for Olinda Ferny Creek. In comes Gowan. Oh, he's not going to make the distance again. And the mark is taken. Can you believe that?
That's very well done.
The Wandin defence caught napping. And they get a real mulligan here at Olinda Ferny Creek. You felt like they should have cut that one off. Straight onto the chest of Jack Ford. Maybe this is the chance for Olinda Ferny Creek to get it back to 7 points. So Jack Ford has to redo the laces. So distance definitely won't be a problem. It is a tightish angle though. And I think he's going to back himself in on the drop punt. So this for Olinda Ferny Creek's second goal. This to get it back into a single-digit margin. In he comes. Stabs at the ball, but it's straight over the goal umpire's cap. And the blood suddenly full of life. 2-4-16 to Wandin 3-5-23. And they are dominating this second quarter.
Yeah, they sure are really getting the possession work going. They've figured out how to intercept. They've, I thought their defensive pressure has been really, really good. And that carries straight over into the midfield. And that helps them get into the forward line. And he was very happy with that. Gold was forward. Went and celebrated with the crowd. It's very much the Olinda Ferny Creek wing down there. It's certainly a celebration.
Here we go, Mitch Upton coming into the centre bounce.
Yes, he is. So up the ball goes. Upton getting his hands on it eventually. But in Wandin, goodness me, getting the footy, sending inside forward 50. Oh, couldn't quite find the hands of Piper. But, a bit of bumping and pretty good body pressure down there. Piper on the right boot. It sails up in the air, and that's a goal. That's brilliant. Fantastic. I thought for a second maybe it sailed a bit too far, but no, fantastic work by Piper.
A good response from Wandin after a very strong 5 or so minutes from Olinda. They definitely needed that as a little bit of a settler.
They did. That was the definition of a goal against the flow of play.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll see how Olinda Ferny Creek respond now.
It'll be absolutely up to the Bloods to know how the next couple of minutes will go. They've seen Wandin stop the flow, but they've got to start it again if they want to continue cutting down that margin. But Upton's got the footy at the moment. Sending it inside. Oh, very well taken there. In that man, I believe it's Seeger.
It is, yep.
So Seeger takes a very good leading mark, and he's going to go back himself a goal. He's at about a 45 probably. And he's, about 30, 35 metres out.
Good move by Wandin. Get your best player on the ball and things will start happening.
Exactly right. So in he comes. His approach begins. And he kicks it long. It depends on the accuracy now. And it's behind. So misses to the left side. Just pushed it a bit too far to the left. And the Bloods will work it out of defensive. So, Upton taking the intercept. So Upton, he kicked it into the man on the mark. He was so keen to play on. He kicked it straight into blank iron. He's then fought back for it. Did that man Nolan. So Wandin have still got possession at the moment, bouncing around about 15 metres out directly in front. It's going to be who can get their hands on the footy. Upton's got it at the moment. On the left boot. That couldn't have gone through, could it? Oh, that's amazing. Upton. Oh, wow. I thought he was brought to ground, but just on the way there, just chucked it on the left boot, snuck it through the goals. And all of a sudden, Wandin have kicked 2 in a row against this massive flow of play from the Bloods and looking dangerous now.
I think they knew Olinda were coming and they needed to stop them in their tracks and make sure they still had control of this game.
Absolutely, they do. They've
turned things around now, so they wait for the ball to come back into the middle and right back out to a 20-point break. Just when Olinda really had them under siege, Wandin have just kicked 2 quick ones in the blink of an eye. Upton still tending the centre bounce, gets the handle away, and through go Wandin in the corridor. Nolan sends the ball to centre half forward. There might be a chance for one out the back here if they can gather it cleanly. Moncourse, though, steadfast in defence, but he might have just turned it over. Nolan couldn't stick the mark. Ball at ground level. Huge number surrounded as well. Who can gather it? The umpire comes in and calls for a stoppage here at centre-half forward for Wandin. So the Dogs have regained the ascendancy in this game. Just as Olinda Ferny Creek were coming, up it goes. Peacock got the better of the tap. Garrett eventually gets the ball under his control. Kick out wide. The intended target, Gowan, needs to keep it in. Got a fingertip to it. Did the umpire see that, though? Yes, he did. So it's just going to be a ball up on the broadcast wing. So the Bloods getting a bit of territory out of the back half. But Wandin definitely regaining the ascendancy. So it'll be Peacock and Pollock up in the ruck. Pollock again goes early, wins the tap. Tracking the ground level ball is Halema. Gets the ball under his control. Dishes off to Mitch Upton, who gets the Jets on. He handballs as well inside forward 50. Back to, oh no. The handball missed him, and now Olinda Ferny Creek find themselves on the counter-attack. Peacock spilled it at the last moment, but here go the Bloods through the corridor. Really good kick. The intended target is Desta. Brilliant overhead, and he's got Ford over the back if he spots him. He does, and Ford has taken the mark. No, it was touched off the boot, said the umpire. So play continues. Can Wandin get the ball moving back the other way? No, they can't. Chumba goes in. Desta with a good second effort. Was he taken high? Yes. And Jesse Desta will get a look from 35 out directly in front.
Great bit of play, coast to coast for Olinda Ferny Creek.
Chaos ball, but sometimes the chaos ball works.
Sometimes it works. It's worked now.
And Jesse Desta, as mentioned, he's a big game player. Hasn't quite injected himself into the game the way he would have liked, but here's his moment to try and wrestle back this momentum for Olinda Ferny Creek, who've been much better in this second quarter. In he comes. Distance won't be a problem. It's all about accuracy. And that's not a problem either. Straight over the goal umpire's cap. Jesse Desta's got his first. And the Bloods get the margin back to 14 points the difference. 5-6-36 of Wandin. Olinda Ferny Creek 3-4-22.
That's the Jesse Desta that we're used to. Beautiful kick.
Really good. Just slotted it straight through the middle. I don't reckon the umpire took a step. No. That was fantastic. Just really nailed the distance. We knew that that wasn't going to be the problem. We should have known that it wasn't going to be a problem on the accuracy front either. So they go back to the centre now. Ball gets thrown up. Peacock sort of got the second hand to it, but it didn't really go anywhere. Wandin got possession at the moment. Upton tries to spin around his opponent, kicks it out wide, finds his man. So they'll set up inside 50. So they chuck it long. Oh, not quite the mark in the forward line. So it gets run upon by every Wandin player in the vicinity. There's so many blue jumpers around. Upton's got the footy at the moment, but really well stopped by Olinda Ferny Creek. And the Bloods are surging, and they're trying to stop it, do everything they can to keep Wandin from scoring this. They've done really well in the pressure front. They stopped Upton, and they stopped a couple of others from jumping out of the pack. And there's numbers everywhere around the footy. That's the first clean possession we've seen in the last few seconds. Olinda Ferny Creek, and it's been smothered off the boot. So you reckon Olinda could try and get it out here, but they can't. There's packed numbers everywhere. That ball is going nowhere. So we'll end up with a stoppage in the forward pocket for Wandin. So the umpire grabbed the footy, and up it goes. Pollock got there late and missed it completely. Peacock got the advantage of the tap. Olinda Ferny Creek kicked it out wide. Ball bounced before it got to the intended target. There as well is Blank Iron. Been kicked around, down the line from Olinda Ferny Creek. Just a dump kick out of there. It's almost worked out. In fact, it has.
Here we go.
Is that Desta?
It is,
It couldn't be. He keeps running. He's got one bounce. He's got the world to take on. He's kicked it long. And couldn't quite grab the mark. But he's doing his best. His boot. Tried to take on the world, but couldn't quite. So the ball's been cleared out. And almost marked by that man in Nolan, but not quite. So Olinda Ferny Creek have another go, kicking it inside. But wanted to take an intercept mark, and one of the Olinda Ferny Creek players seems to be injured in the forward line. So instead, gets kicked out. Monkhurst tries to stop and get the intercept. Wandin trying to get the footy to the boundary. Tackled there. And Gowan was on top. So the umpire will call for a stoppage. And so it's getting a bit of argy-bargy down here close to the line. That's what happens when the play gets near the benches, isn't it? Always a bit more feeling in it. So up goes the footy. Peacock gets the better tap, but it ends up in the hands of Wandin. Really well done there by that man, Seeger. Seeger throws it forward, and it's in the hands of Brown. Brown looks around, tries to go to the middle of the 50, tries to place it right in the hole. And Mark spilled at the last second. Running onto it is Ferguson of Olinda Ferny Creek. Pretty contested footy at the moment. Everyone's sort of grabbing each other, but all of a sudden the footy's on the ground in the hands at the moment of Charlie Lane. And a free kick given away for a throw.
So the Bloods can try and exit the defensive 50. 14 points adrift they are at the moment. Low trajectory ball, going to fall short of the intended target, but they've made it work nonetheless. But they've turned it over. Now the Dogs can go inside forward 50. Aitkins with a flying shot towards goal. And he's offline. 5:7:37 now are the Dogs to Olinda Ferny Creek. 3:4:22.
You could say Nolan didn't know if he wanted to mark. Oh, sorry, not Nolan. Folletta didn't know if he wanted to mark it or let it go through for a goal.
So the Bloods once again trying to exit the defensive 50. Can they get one more before half-time, and get the margin back under single digits? Good mark taken, is it no? Spills to ground level. In goes Garrett. Was he held? Umpire calls him to go. Picked up beautifully there by Niche. Looks to go through the corridor. Stepped around a couple of Wandin attackers. Sends the ball to centre half forward to a 1-on-1 contest. Getting it to ground level was Ford, but getting the ball under his control there was Blobell. Sends the ball out wide, and it's a foot race to the footy on the pavilion side of the ground. Good overlap handball back into the hands of Aitkins, who goes for a bit of a run, then sends the ball inside the forward 50 for Wandin. Upton, the intended target, gathered it beautifully. Mitchie Upton swings around on the left, has a bounce. Oh no, but he lost control of the footy, and now the Bloods look to go in full swing the other way. Eventually gather the ball under the control, and a long barrel to about half forward, and they've got numbers out the back here as well. Walker, oh no, he didn't get an accommodating bounce at all. Now Wandin can go back the other way. Patterson, free kick for holding the ball. Brilliant tackle by Jesse Dester. He's got a man loose inside forward 50 if he spots him. Oh, the mark couldn't be taken. Comes to ground level, beautifully gathered by Seeger, but that's a dangerous handball, and he's turned it over. Now the Bloods look to go again. Interesting handball to a 1-on-1 contest. Socket forward there, but only gathering a couple of metres was Walker. Ford, taken in the tackle straight away. Wandin under siege. Seeger, oh, he just got the handball away in time. Tracking it towards the boundary line is Boot. Gets the ball under his control. Is that holding the ball? No, umpire calls him to go. Huge numbers around the contest. Blobell gets the ball clear, and now Wandin get the ball to safety. Beautifully done, and Pollock will take the relieving mark. Looks to go on the corridor. The Dogs with one last roll of the dice this quarter. Oh, beautifully gathered out the back there by Lane. Can send the Dogs inside forward 50, but he ran into a brick wall. Piper comes back into the corridor. Really good kick. And now the Dogs. Oh, no, the kick's going to fall short. Maybe a chance here for Halema if he can get the ball under his control. And he can. Dishes off. Folletta. Kick around the body. Oh, rush to safety. Well done, Brown, on the last line of defence. Upton was lurking, but Brown said no way. And there's a siren for half-time. And I feel like we've got a bit of a game in our hands now. Wandin 5-8-38 to Olinda Ferny Creek 3-4-22. A 16-point difference at the main change. And Adam, the Bloods certainly came to life in that second quarter.
They sure did. I reckon there's so many good possessions in that game there. And it's been an amazing first half. This second half is going to be electric.
Most certainly. The highly fancied Wandin, they're being challenged in this second half. And it's good to see Olinda Ferny Creek providing a very good contest. We'll head off to a break now for half-time. And when we come back, we'll bring you all the action from the second half. And welcome back to Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve for the all-important third quarter and second half of our Under-16 Yarra Grand Final between Olinda Ferny Creek and Wandin. And some interesting revelations. Camden Jones may potentially be re-entering this game of football when we thought he was completely done and dusted with that knee injury.
Yeah, dislocated knee, and he's here running along the boundary.
Up it goes. So, scrimmage ball to be won at ground level. Just overrunning the footy slightly there for Olinda Ferny Creek was Blank Iron. It's a real scrimmage in the middle of the ground at the moment. Wandin get the centre clearance, though. They get it to half forward to a 1-on-1 contest. Tracking it back is Munkhorst. Can he get the ball under his control? Going in hard there was Seeger, but he lost his footing at the wrong time. Spinning out of trouble was Patterson. Comes back towards the corridor, and the relieving mark taken by Niche. Well done, and he goes out wide. Beautifully done to Nathaniel Johnson, who's almost like a little Frank Seal Jr., to be perfectly honest. The red hair, and wears the number 4. Dester flies and takes a good strong mark overhead. And Olinda Ferny Creek can go inside forward 50. High up and under ball. There's a player in the lead. It flies over the head, though. Can they get one at the back here? The Bloods. Ford gather the ball, but he was taken in the tackle straight away, and he's penalised. No, free kick for a high tackle. And Olinda Ferny Creek will get the first look in the second half. And Jack Ford, who's already kicked one goal on the afternoon, could potentially get the margin back down to 10 points the difference. Distance will not be a problem. It's just going to be all about accuracy. He's directly in front. So only early days in this third quarter. Jack Ford taking a long time to begin his approach to goal. In he comes now. Huge moment in the context of this game. Ford from directly in front. Looks pretty good off the boat. No troubles at all. And the Bloods get the first of the second half. Back to 10 points the difference. Wandin 5-8-38 to Olinda Ferny Creek 4-4-28. Early days into the third quarter.
Oh, it was fantastic. You loved it off the boat. And bringing back the margin to only 10 points.
Yep.
That's a huge step for Olinda Ferny Creek. They've got to capitalise while they can, while Wandin aren't in their flow state yet. So absolutely pile on the goals while you can, boys.
Really unsure what's the situation with Camden Jones here. I don't know if he's going to come back on or not, but he's certainly wandering around the bench. So anyway, Wandin look to try and get the centre clearance here. Mitch Upton's gone back into the middle. Gather the ground level ball beautifully. Dishes off just in time. Got it across to his teammate there in Sculthorpe. And now the Dogs go inside forward 50. Folletta's the deepest forward. He's in a one-on-one contest here up against Brown. And Brown rushes it to safety. So no goals at the moment for Wandin in this second half. Brown doing well in defence. 5-9-39 now. The Dogs to Olinda Ferny Creek 4-4-28. Can they bring the ball back? Yes, they can. Long ball through the corridor to a contest. Good strong mark taken over the head there. Well done by Patterson. And Wandin will rebound. They'll be back inside forward 50. Beautiful kick. And the mark is taken. Was there a free kick for a push? No, umpire has called him to go. And Brown is away. Got the kick away, but it was smothered. And eventually trickles over. And it will be a stoppage at half forward for the Dogs.
Just making sure that everyone's okay. There was a massive collision down there and everyone's all good. So the ball up will happen in the forward pocket for Wandin. So up it goes. Won the tap was Pollock. Didn't really end up in the hands of anybody. So Olinda Ferny Creek booted it out into the corridor. Try and getting their hands on it. Whoa, doing all right. Wandin get the footy back. Pump it deep inside forward 50. Folletta's the one chasing it, but he's being attacked. But he's handed it off. And I don't know if that was high contact or if he... Just a stoppage. I think he may have... no high contact in the end.
Yeah, it was definitely there.
It was certainly there. Didn't know if the umpire decided that he'd dropped his knees or anything like that. But it was decided no. So, having a set shot on goal, I didn't quite see who it was. It may be Patterson. But I'll eat
it's Aikens.
It is Aikens. All right, so he's kicked it around his body. And he's kicked it beautifully. So, straight through the middle did Aikens. So they've put that goal straight back into their margin, haven't they? So 16 points again.
7-8.
17 points again for Wandin. So we'll come back into the middle, and Olinda Ferny Creek will be itching to see if they can get a goal out of this centre clearance to bring that margin back down, because they want to keep it under 2 goals if they want to stay in touch with this match.
Yep. So 6-9-45 now to 4-4-20 as the ball comes back into the middle.
So umpire grabs the footy and throws it up in the air. Winning the tap was Olinda Ferny Creek. Grabbed it out of the ruck. Did that man there in niche, but got it forward. Bouncing around. No clean position in a minute. Possession, I should say. There's numbers everywhere. So we'll come to a stoppage at the top of the 50.
God.
And Camden Jones has just run back on the field. And look, I kind of knew he was going to because we heard not quite words to the effect of, I'm going back on. Yep. So they've got the footy at the moment. Upton running through the middle, dodging around some players. He's got the ball back as Upton. He might get it back again. Oh, he wouldn't be amazing to kick this, wouldn't it? He just missed to the left side. It would have been absolutely would have been one of the highlights of the game. Just kick handball back and forth, and to kick that goal would have been amazing. So Camden Jones residing in the forward line for now. Which is probably a smart move. So Olinda Ferny Creek play it to the pavilion side of the ground, kick it long towards the boundary. There, not quite marked, taken by Garrett. Bouncing around. Garrett following up on his efforts and tackling the Wandin player and causing a stoppage at half forward.
So the Dogs just getting some ascendancy back early days in this third quarter. They've got an 18-point margin at the moment on Olinda Ferny Creek, but it's grabbed out of the ruck by Brown, and he just dumps it forward. High up and under ball to a one-on-one contest. Good intercept mark is taken, though. And the Dogs can rebound and through the corridor they go. Up to the intended target. Couldn't quite stick the mark. That was a good contest. Peacock got the handle away in time. Got it to Niche, who's in trouble. Got his kick away just in time. Can Jesse Dester get there? All the bounce sort of worked for him, but he wasn't expecting it. Gathered the ground level ball beautifully. Kick to centre half forward. No mark can be taken. Wandin under siege at the moment. The Bloods pressing forward. Here we go, forward, got the handball away. Can he find the intended target? No, he can't. Mitch Upton providing some good defensive pressure. Jesse Dester gets involved once again. Got the handball away. Kick inside forward, 50, and the mark is taken by Ford. Is it? No. Didn't make the intended distance, and holding the ball is paid.
Ooh.
There have been some red-hot holding the ball calls in this grand final. I have to say, that might be a turnover. Providing a good contest there was Johnston, but Wandin could continue to press. Crosland, kick was turned over. Tracking it back here is Garrett. Got the handle away just in time, but it's a dangerous one. Monkhorst, can he get the ball under his control? He can, but he's tackled right away. And a high contact free is now paid. And will go the way of Olinda Ferny Creek. Going the way of Monkhorst. Monkhorst loads up on the right boot, sends the ball to half forward, looking for Desta. But doing really well there was Halema. Got rid of Jesse Desta and takes the intercepting mark and puts out the spot fire. Goes out wide to Upton, who's got the ball across the half-back line for Wandin. Upton just sends it down the line to a one-on-one. Flies over the head, but straight into the lap of Aitkins, who's been lively in this third quarter. Wheels around onto the right boot. Gets the ball inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Oh, the mark nearly taken by Scullthorpe. Couldn't quite stick it. There's still a chance, though, the Dogs. Here is Camden Jones. Can he inject himself back into the game? Couldn't quite gather the ball cleanly. There's appeal for holding the ball and none forthcoming. Although there have been a couple of red-hot ones, so it was definitely worth the appeal. So the umpire will throw the ball aloft at half forward for Wandin. Can they extend the margin? Peacock got the better of the tap. Crosland gets himself involved. Monkhorst, it's gone through his legs. Through comes Camden Jones. Oh, here goes Pollock, bursting his way through the pack, and he's got it! What a goal from Pollock! Back out to a 24-point difference for Wandin. And they're starting to run away with this. Olinda Ferny Creek need to get the next one, but the Dogs, with all the momentum at the moment, 7-10-52 to Olinda Ferny Creek, 4-4-28.
Just found the space and just jumped through a couple players, and no one was even near him when he kicked that.
I was going to say, bounced at a really convenient height for him. Being the taller lad, jumped through and just went, you know what, I'll take that pretty much on the chest and I'll snap it through.
Very well done as the ball comes back into the middle.
So as we get the footy back to the centre now, as we lost it behind the crowd of people behind the goals. So it comes back into the middle. Be Pollock and Peacock. And they go to battle again. Pollock got the win of the tap. Almost into the hands of Garrett. Garrett did really well. Ended up being sort of bouncing around and found a free kick. It's going the way of Olinda Ferny Creek. So I didn't quite see who got it. Garrett. It was in fact Garrett. So Garrett kicks down the line on the outer side. Found a man who I didn't even see. I lost him behind that man over there, Upton. And a free kick, another one's been paid to Olinda Ferny Creek. So they'll have a chance to set up here, but they just kick it long, try to get it deep into the forward 50. They've got three players over the back. This could work out really well for them if they manage to get a handball clean out. Been smothered off the boot. Looked like Wandin might have been able to get it out, but just not quite. Oh. In the goal square, who's that? No! Oh! Really amazing effort by Boot, but also really great effort by that Wandin defence. And they've not allowed him to score a goal. That would have been a major turning point had he have kicked that goal. But he's kicked it now.
Good mark.
Good mark. Did well to keep off Johnston.
Oh, no.
Corralling him, something fierce. Thought he might have gotten to him. But they've centred the kick. So Wandin just going to play it slow. Kick it out wide more to the pavilion side of the ground. But they kick it down the line. Looking for that man there. Found Crossland. Crossland having a look around. Just a short chip kick, and it ends up in the hands of Aitkins. So Aitkins swings around on the right. He sends his booming low trajectory kick, and two of the Olinda Ferny Creek players actually spoiled each other there. But who's got the footy? It's Niche. Niche sprinted through, and he's passed it off a couple of times. Still got it in possession to Olinda Ferny Creek, but there's Wandin numbers everywhere. It was a 3-on-1, so Wandin pick up the footy and send it back.
Well done.
Niche has taken another intercept mark. Ooh. He looks a bit sore. He got a bit battered in the last contest, so he just wants to get rid of the footy. So he chips it into the middle, gives it to the man there. Haynes.
So Haynes will send them long down the line. Olinda Ferny Creek trying to get the next one to get the margin back to something manageable. The ball comes through the middle of the ground, though. Jesse Desta gets himself involved. Got a kick away. Won't make the required distance. Upton flies. Though you probably can't call it a mark because it didn't go the required distance. Here goes Dunn. He'll have a bounce. He'll send the Dogs inside forward 50. Low scrubby ball. Can Folletta get the ground level ball? Can he get one out the back? Picked up by Camden Jones. Back on the ground and he's nailed it! What a goal from Camden Jones!
Camden Jones.
Oh, my goodness me.
Back into the game and right into the scoreboard. 8:10:58 now, Wandin to Olinda Ferny Creek, 4-5-29.
Boys, we did not even expect him to come back on after dislocating his knee, and he's come back on and kicked an absolute blinder of a goal. Could you believe it?
Oh, I don't get it. He's tough as they come. He's
unreal.
Coming to the ground and just slot one like that. That is top tier stuff. Even when you hadn't come off for a knee injury about half an hour ago.
So the ball comes back into the middle, and Wandin really kicking away now. They've already kicked 3 goals in this third quarter to Olinda Ferny Creek's 1. So the Bloods need to get motoring pretty soon. So again, it'll be Pollock and Peacock to do battle on the ruck. Pollock goes early. Peacock probably got the better of that one, though. Few players slipping over at the inopportune time. Sculthorpe goes in hard, tries to slap it out of the pack. Beautifully shucked, though, by Garrett. Got the handle away, looking for that man there, Nathaniel Johnston. Couldn't quite find him, and now the Dogs send a pitching wedge to half forward. Oh, Johnston, can he get the ball under his control? He's been corralled. Here is Upton. Here we go, free kick for, I'm not quite sure what that was for.
I believe it's true.
Here we go, so a little get-out-of-jail free card for Olinda Ferny Creek. Johnston asks for someone to come at him. Sends it down the line. Wandin with plenty of representation. Good intercept mark is taken there. Well done by
Not
Patterson.
paid.
Wow, not paid. There we go.
And,
I think that was actually fair enough. I reckon Jesse Dester got his hands on it there.
That's what I thought too.
And now free kick to, wow, so it's a free kick for the remonstration from Wandin. So Olinda Ferny Creek look to bring it back into the corridor off the boot of Blinkhine. He finds the chest of Jack Ford. He'll send the Bloods inside forward. 50. Can the mark be taken?
Oh,
It
that's
can.
so good.
Boot on the leader's got it. And he'll line them up from 30 out on a 45-degree angle. And the Bloods just need this one desperately.
Doesn't he just have great hands? Just hope that he can convert on the scoreboard.
Of course.
He's already got 1 goal in the afternoon, and his team really needs him to kick truly here just to stem the flow and to get this margin back to something a bit more manageable. They're 29 points adrift at the moment. In comes Boot. The Bloods really need him to step up to the plate here, and he comes. It looks pretty good off the boot, and he's absolutely nailed it. Straight over the goal umpire's cap, as cool as you like. And the Bloods get one back. 5-5-35 they are to Wandin. 8-10-58 deep into the third quarter.
Yeah, it was really well done by Boot. Knew that his team needed the goal, so Olinda Ferny Creek cut down the margin a little bit, and they've stemmed the flow of Wandin, which is what's most important. So they've got to try and continue these goal-scoring opportunities that they're getting at the moment. So it depends what Olinda Ferny Creek can do in this ball up. Peacock won the tap. Oh, I thought he was going to get it himself, but he didn't. Ended up in the hands of another Olinda Ferny Creek player. It's been kicked up, but it's been intercepted by Wandin. So running through the middle of the ground is that man there in Aitkins. Aitkins passed it off. Give it to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe kicked it forward, tried to find Piper, couldn't quite, and the boundary will beat them all to it. So I believe it'll be a free kick due to last kick.
Yeah, it will
be.
It
will
be.
I didn't know if it was touched on the line, but no one else thought so.
It's well done by Ferguson, just to score to the ball over the boundary.
Most definitely. So Olinda Ferny Creek have the ability to kick it down the line. 2 Wandin players almost interrupted each other, but an intercept mark is taken nevertheless by Noel Brown. Noel Brown been told to play on, so he bangs it on the boot, sends it real deep inside forward 50. Ken Jones at the front of that, and whoever was behind him wanted a free kick, but not to be.
Here he goes.
Camden Jones taking on everybody, centering the kick. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, the mark couldn't be taken, but who's that chasing after it? Oh, not quite around the corner. So pushed it a bit right. So that's a minor score for Wandin, just off the boot there of that man Blobel. So kicked out wide, did Olinda Ferny Creek, trying to look for Dester, and I believe Dester will get the free kick for a hold.
For a hold.
So the Bloods set up in front, kicked it to the middle of the ground, did Dester, couldn't quite find a pair of hands. So Wandin get the intercept possession. Oh, and crunched! My word, Dester puts on a heavy bump tackle. And the recipient of that being Seeger, but Seeger will end up with the free kick. Umpire deeming it to be too rough for this, so kicked it out wide. Patterson got the handball away, taken high.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
Oh, is that 25?
That's going to be 25.
Yeah, it has to be.
25. So Aitkins will have a shot on goal more likely. Oh, my, what an odd situation's just unfolded there.
I think Ford initiated that
Oh,
one.
of course. But
Oh, no.
Oh, no, and they've tried to play on and not take the 25, and So many Wandin mistakes have just all built up there. So Olinda Ferny Creek will get a free kick in their back line for a holding the ball. That was a comedy of errors there.
Yep.
And he tried to play on and tried to pass it off and just wasn't the option there. Kicked it into the man on the mark. So Olinda try and press down the line.
Ooh.
Or almost up goes that man there in Sculthorpe, but not quite. Tackle taken on the line and it'll be a ball up.
So the Dogs' pressure quite strong at the moment. Can the Bloods get one more before three-quarter time? Get it back under 20 points. I reckon that's something that's manageable for them. Going into the last quarter, Peacock got the better of the tap, but he's put into a dangerous position. Blowbell couldn't quite gather the ball. Through comes Sculthorpe. Swings onto his right boot. Chip kick inside forward. 50. Has been turned over. Oh, well done by Nish. He took them all on and he sends the ball long back the other way. Desta can't quite take the mark. Sorry, not Desta. In fact, it's Chumba, but he couldn't get the ball under his control. Now Wandin on the counter-attack. Here comes Camden Jones. Got the accommodating bounce. He's been corralled, looks to come back into the corridor, sends a pitching wedge in that direction. The mark can't be taken though, but gathered at grade level by Nolan. Sends the Dogs inside forward, 50, and the mark is taken by Pollock. Will he go for the set shot? He's got Seeger loose inside forward, 50, but he'll go beyond him. Upton is the target. Upton! Oh, no! He just lost it at the last moment. Oh, no, the mark's paid. The mark is paid, and Mitch Upton can push this out to a 30-point margin right before three-quarter time. He'll kick around the body. And Mitch Upton puts it away. It is a 30-point difference now for Wandin. 9-11-65 to Olinda Ferny Creek 5-5-35. And the Dogs kick away.
Yeah, they sure do. They're just taking heavy control of this game through the midfield. Their ability to run a play that is so free-flowing through the middle of the ground, Olinda Ferny Creek haven't been able to find something to stop that.
Well, we heard Brian Upton saying the three-quarter time huddle, this is the premiership quarter, and he's absolutely right. And the Dogs have really lifted. They were really challenging that second quarter, and there is the siren for three-quarter time. And the Dogs with a very handy margin of 5 goals heading into the final change. And Steph, they really just regained the ascendancy after a good challenge from Olinda in the second.
Yeah, absolutely. They came out full of confidence and got back to playing that Wandin-style footy that we know that they can play. And when they get that flow going, they're really hard to stop. And Olinda did a great job in the second, but struggled a little bit with that in the third. So
here we go. So 1 quarter left to go in the under-16 Yarra Grand Final. The Dogs lead by 30. We'll head off to a break for three-quarter time. When we come back, we'll bring you all the action from the final quarter. And welcome back to Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve for the all-important last quarter in our under-16 Yarra Grand Final between Wandin and Olinda Ferny Creek. The Dogs with a very handy 30-point margin heading into this final quarter. So a lot of work to do for the Bloods. It's not impossible, but it is going to be a big challenge. 9-11-65 to 5-5-35 is the score as it stands. They really came to life in that third quarter, did the Dogs, after a good challenge from Olinda Ferny Creek in the second. And looks like Mitch Upton is going to start on the ball in this last quarter. And he's been pretty lively and definitely made things happen when he has been in there. So all's in readiness here at Yarra Junction Memorial Reserve. 1 quarter to go in the under-16 Yarra Grand Final. Wandin looking to try and keep this lead. Olinda Ferny Creek going to try and mount a comeback. All is in readiness. So about to get planned away in a couple of moments.
Just waiting for the goal umpires to sort out their flags, I think.
Yep. So we are underway in the last quarter. The umpire holds the ball aloft. So again, it'll be Peacock and Pollock, and both rucks got a little fingertipper to it. Neither to any great effect. Here go the Dogs in the hands of Seeger. He'll put him inside forward. 50 for Leonard's got it. No, I've got that incorrect, actually. It's Nash Roberts who started forward in the last quarter. And he'll line them up from directly in front, only about 25 out. This for the perfect start for Wandin in the last quarter to push it out to 36 points and make it really hard for Olinda Ferny Creek. So in comes Roberts with a slow and deliberate approach. Only off a couple of steps and it wobbles across to the left. And a reprieve for Olinda Ferny Creek. 9-12-66 now are Wandin to the Bloods 5-5-35. Early days in the last quarter. So Olinda Ferny Creek, they're going to have to take risks. They look to come to the broadcast wing. Desta will fly, but he won't get the mark. Beautifully picked up by Seeger. Tries to step through traffic. Got the handle away just in time. This just might work out. Desta, though, provided some good pressure. Tishing it off at the last moment. There was Patterson. Now a kick out of the pack here, coming off the boot of Halema. Gets the Dogs inside forward 50. Roberts is there once again. Dishing it out wide was Niche. Seeger again involved. Huge numbers around this contest as the ball make its way over. Either way, the umpire does call for a ball up. Over at half forward for Wandin, who are winning the early territory. So wait for the umpire to throw the ball aloft. Again, Peacock and Pollock. Pollock got the better of that one. It's been sharked, though, by Garrett. Couldn't gather it cleanly. Picked up by Upton. Can he send the Dogs inside 50? Seeger goes in again as well. Pollock tapped it down. Seeger under pressure. Got the handle away. Is it a turnover? No. Very close quarters for both sides. Ball comes to ground level again. Umpire circling. Ball spills out. Now gathered under control momentarily by Dunn. Again, huge numbers around this contest. Trying to get a kick away was Pollock. He was under all sorts of pressure, though. Can someone get a kick out of the pack? They can, and it's a goal!
Is it Pollock?
I think it's the big man, Pollock. He's kicked his second. So Pollock's got one, and Wandin extend the margin to 37 points.
Hard to say because it was in the pack, but it almost looked like he kicked that halfway down to the ground.
He's kicked it while he was lateral.
Yeah.
It was an absolute floater of a ball, but there was no one attending the goal line for Olinda, Ferny, Creek and Wandin. Extend the margin to 37 points, and the job just gets harder for the Bloods now.
So, as the ball comes back to the middle, the Bloods have quite a task ahead of them now. So, up goes the footy. Peacock and Pollock. Neither ruckman really got a touch on, to be honest. Olinda, Ferny Creek have won it out of the middle, though. Going to the forward 50. Looking for that man there in forward, but couldn't quite get it. So Wandin have got the intercept possession, but they're fumbling around with it a little bit. So Olinda, Ferny Creek can put the pressure on. Desta had it at the bottom of the pack, tried to get rid of it so he didn't get pinged for holding the ball. Successfully did that, but Wandin ended up with the footy anyway. Run back through the middle, and they're putting together what I thought was going to be a fantastic play and a basketball steal to go with it as well. But Olinda, Ferny Creek having it up with the ball. Jesse Desta always doing exciting things when he's got his hands on the footy. Handed out to Haynes. Haynes sends it into the forward 50. Oh, not quite marked. No one knew where the footy went. Neither the Wandin player or the Olinda, Ferny Creek player knew where it went. And it's gone back into the corridor. No one's really marked it, but Upton's got the footy now. Handballed it out wide. Ends up swinging around the left, trying to get it to the top of the 50. Very well marked there by Camden Jones. Because of course it is.
Yep.
Who else would it be? He takes the short kick.
Upton.
And Upton just sort of stands there and goes, yeah, I'll take this one from you, Camden. I'll just kick this one fine. So he's on a 45-degree angle, maybe 30 metres out. If that, and he'll back himself for the drop punt here. So this is to extend the margin to dangerous levels for the Bloods.
And Upton, Steph, he's looking to equal his tally from last year's grand final.
So he comes in, just starts his run up. Kick looks all right distance-wise, and it's through the big sticks.
What a star.
So Upton putting on a show here at Yarra Junction Recreation Reserve.
To be honest, Adam, we wouldn't expect any less. No. He is in the under-16 Rangers program. He recently played in the Vic Metro team. He is a really, really good player.
Yes, he certainly is. And he's showing that for everyone who didn't know. Anyone who doesn't know his name knows it now. So they get the ball back to the middle. And another, that's very well bounced to the umpire.
There we go. So interestingly, Olinda, Ferny Creek are throwing Jesse Desta on the ball, and he's directly up against Mitch Upton. What a matchup that is.
It's going to be a fantastic matchup.
So here go the Bloods, in fact, inside forward 50. Cooper taps the ball in front of himself and gathered it cleanly and took it. Olinda, Ferny Creek tackler and one. Kicks the ball out wide. Crosland in a foot race up against Johnston. Couldn't quite get there. Aikens came in to provide a hand. Cut up by Monkhorst. Gets the ball back to Johnston. Kick around his body is a good one. And onto the chest of Wood. Wood chips it short to half forward. Good contest provided. Is that 25? No, simultaneous, said the umpire. So the Bloods with a chance to go inside forward 50, but time becoming the enemy. They needed to get the first couple of goals, and they weren't able to do that. Is there a mark taken? Yes, well done by Ford, who's been brilliant overhead all day. Wheels around onto the right boot. Can someone take a mark here? Desta's in the area, but no, it's going to be cut off. And the Wandin defence holds strong. Beautifully read there by Halema. Sends the ball long down the line. Forward again, is it? Couldn't quite stick the mark. Well done by Cooper. Dishes off just in time, but they've run themselves into trouble, Wanda, but a free kick for a high tackle will get them out of jail.
And 25.
Here we go. So, 25 better penalty has been paid.
bit disappointing to be undisciplined when you're trying to, get back in this game and make a go of it.
So the Dogs in no real hurry. They've got a very, very sizable 43-point margin. Long kick inside forward. 50. Oh, and Roberts couldn't quite stick the mark. Kick around the body to the top of the square. Upton, can he get out the back? It's not Upton. In fact, it's Anderson, and he's nailed it. Anderson with his first, and Wandin pushed the margin out to 49 points.
Look at them all get around him too.
Basically, the whole team's there.
12-12-84 to 5-5-35. Sam Anderson with his first goal, and Wandin with one hand on the cup now.
Yeah, you'd think that pretty convincing lead is probably going to be able to be enough in this final.
So we hope for the ball to come back into the middle. It's going to be a very big mountain to climb now for Olinda Ferny Creek.
So the ball goes up in the centre. Pollock and Peacock go at it like they have been all day. Desta gets the footy, sends it to the wide of the 50, and very well marked. So Olinda Ferny Creek will have a shot on goal. I believe that's through Green. It's not. It's by Boot. So Boot has had a few opportunities today. He's kicked the 2. So he'll come in again, aiming for his third. So he swings around a little bit. Looks not bad. It's just clipped the top of the post. It was just fading ever so slightly left, and I thought it might have held the line, just couldn't quite keep it. So taking the kicking duties is Patterson. Patterson playing on the pavilion side of the ground. Sends a long bomb to the middle of the ground. Target was Upton, didn't quite get there. Aitkins got the footy now. Tried to handball it out to Blobel, but couldn't quite. Desta is dancing around everybody. So he kicks into the forward 50. Tries to get a mark, and he has. Peacock.
Great kick.
Great kick and great mark. Well done, Peacock. Peacock passes it off to Garrett.
Kicked
and
it.
He slotted it. That's a fantastic play there by Olinda Ferny Creek. And the Bloods don't want to die yet.
6-6-42, they're only out of 12-12-84. That was a gutsy mark.
It sure was.
By Mads Peacock. And set up Spencer Garrett, who came running through and converted the goal. So maybe just time enough, but it's still a big, big ask for Olinda Ferny Creek. They need to get motoring pretty quickly as the ball comes back into the middle. So Wandin, can they get the response? Get Olinda Ferny Creek, keep mounting the comeback. Up it goes. Here go the Bloods. They're going to get the centre clearance. They get the handball away just in time. They'll be inside forward. 50 low trajectory ball. Garrett to kick the goal moments ago. He's been corralled though by Cooper. Spins out of trouble. Eventually got away from him. Puts the ball inside forward. 50. Looking for Ford. Can he gather the bouncing ball? He can. Jack Ford. What's he taken high? Umpire calls him to go. Kick around the body was smothered. Here is Jesse Desta. Eventually got the bounce of the ball to go his way. Tries to spin out of trouble. Is that high contact? Yes, it is. And Desta will line them up from 35. And he needs to go back quickly and nail this.
He sure does.
This just to maybe put a little bit of doubt in the Wandin camp. Jesse Desta, just the one goal on the afternoon, but here's his moment. To get it back to 36 points, to give some kind of hope for the Bloods. In he comes as Mitch Upton mans the mark. Desta for goal number 2 and for the Bloods 7th. Looks pretty good off the boot. And he's got it.
Nailed it.
Back to 36 points the difference, and the Bloods kick 2 in a hurry.
So this is just to put the seed of doubt in the Wandin camp. This is exactly what you need to do if you're trailing. Just kick a couple of quick ones in a row, and all of a sudden that pressure can go straight onto Wandin, cause all sorts of unnecessary errors, and you're back in the game.
Exactly right, Adam. They've just got to take the game on from here. Take risks. Just do what you can. So the ball's back in the middle. I like this as well. Desta on the ball. He's your best player. Get him in there. Get him involved. Upton couldn't gather the ball cleanly. Crosland tries to track it back, but it's beautifully gathered here by Haynes. He can send the Bloods inside forward 50. Couple of handballs. In it goes to a one-on-one contest. Haynes will track it back in a one-on-one against Crosland. Oh, he did well. Stepped around a couple. No, penalised for holding the ball. Ran into trouble. Well done by the Wandin defence. Didn't allow Haynes to get away.
I don't mind the play. It's gutsy enough.
Yep, no, they've got to take it on. Had to be done. Didn't quite work out, but it was the right idea. So the Dogs send it long down the line. Can a mark be taken? Monkhorst couldn't quite stick it. Handballs back in towards the corridor. And here go the Bloods once again. Niche will take them on. He can send them inside forward 50. Kick around his body. Mark won't be taken off, but beautifully gathered. Well done by Cooper. And he'll take on the corridor.
So, absolutely. Olinda Ferny Creek taking the mark in that man dealing. So, dealing. Just a high up and under kick. Desta's under it, but he hasn't taken the mark. Neither has anyone else, though. But picked up is that man Sculthorpe. He's bombed it forward, tried to get to the 1 forward 50, and a mark taken by Roberts. Roberts played on, and a mark taken there. I believe it's by Folletta.
It is, yep.
So Folletta is just going to take all the time out of this game, and he's just going to go back and take the 30 seconds.
That's it, just soak it all up.
Exactly right. So he's just going to put a calming ease to the Wandin camp, especially if he can put this one through the big sticks. So he begins his approach, just slow, calculated, soaking up all the time he possibly can. In he comes, just a slow poke of a kick and straight through the middle of the goals. And it's exactly what you needed as a Wandin side. And that is certainly going to help their case to continue to put one hand on the cup. So, very strong performances here from the Wandin players. And as much as Olinda Ferny Creek were pushing to come back in that last couple of minutes, that's put a stop to that. And you can tell by the subdued celebrations of everyone, I think they sort of know what's happening at the moment. But the Bloods still heaps of pressure coming out of the centre bounce. And unfortunately, it just ended up with out of bounds. So a free kick will go the way of Wandin.
It's interesting, as you say, Adam, because I think it feels a lot closer out there than the score would actually suggest. Olinda are not playing bad by any stretch.
No, they're not. They're really not. I just think Wandin have just put themselves on top of this game, and they've got another mark to go with it. So they kick it down the line in the hands of Aitkins. Looking for that man. No one there, actually. It's bounced through a couple of sets of hands, but there's Wandin players everywhere. But Desta's tried to pick it up, and he's dodged around everybody. That's very well done. Gotten the handball over the top. Kick down the line, and it'll be a penalty for late contact.
Downfield free kick.
Downfield free kick. So, Olinda Ferny Creek have the ball in the hands of Blankine. So, Blankine puts into the forward 50, but it's cut off by Patterson. So, Patterson kicks it again down the line. Who's he looking for? He's looking for Crossland. And he handballs it out to Aitkins. Aitkins kicks down the line, looking for Roberts. Hasn't quite found him, but still running onto the footy. It's Camden Jones. Kicked around the left. He's centred the footy. Who's going to take the mark? No one. But I can tell you what, someone's about to kick that goal. Who's that? Oh, I couldn't quite say it. It's missed anyway. So it's gone out of bounds. Is it off the hands, or is it just... no, it'll be Olinda Ferny Creek's free kick.
So the Bloods connects at defensive 50, but time well and truly running out. And there might be time enough for another Wandin goal. And the free kick is paid and the advantage will be taken. Niche has had a couple of bounces. He's run at least about 60 metres. Gets the ball out of the defensive half, but he's turned it over. Cooper couldn't gather the ball cleanly. Good strong tackle is laid. And we'll have a ball up right in the middle of the ground here at Yarra Junction. And Wandin, they know they've got it won now. There's only minutes to go in this game. And it's been a brilliant performance. It's been a brilliant season. Up it goes. Tap one down there for the Bloods. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Can they get one last consolation prize here at Olinda Ferny Creek before the game's over? So once again, ball in the middle of the ground. Up it goes. Looks like Roberts in the ruck this time, but Desta on the tap. Gathered beautifully there, though, by Dunn. Kick was smothered. Desta paddles it in front of himself. Here we go. Another little spinning pirouette out of trouble. Sends the ball inside forward 50 to a one-on-one contest. Here we go. Opportunity. Kick towards goal. Don't tell me that's gone through. That is one of the goals of the day.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Something from nothing. It probably won't impact the result, but that is an unbelievable goal from the boundary line. We'll find out who it is in a moment.
I believe it was Walker. That's who I thought it was anyway.
Absolutely brilliant. So the Bloods do get it back to 36 points, the difference. I'll leave that one with you, Adam. You find out who our goal kicker is. We know who it is. We just need him to turn around and give him the number. But anyway, wait for the ball to come back into the middle of the ground. Here
Unbelievable, though. On the run from the boundary. Oh, you don't see goals better than that.
No. With a drop punt as well, so it's back in the middle. So up it goes Niche in the ruck this time, and he's up against Nolan, who got the better of the tap. Is there a push? Umpire calls them to go. And now a free kick for a hole will go into Ferny Creek's way. They'll go inside forward 50 once again, but they've turned it straight over. Straight into the hands of Patterson, who's been pretty solid today. Long kick down the line for Nolan, who takes the mark on the chest. He can put the Dogs back inside forward 50. Ben corralled by Desta. Got the kick away just in time. Goes out wide. Beautifully gathered by Aikens. He dishes off into the hands of Folletta. Kick around his body into the pocket. Do they rush it over? Upton wants 5. Was he pushed? No, ball up. A ball up deep inside the forward 50 of Wandin. And they can just soak up the seconds. Up it goes. Roberts won the tap. Again, plenty of numbers around the contest. The Bloods look to exit the defensive 50. And the mark taken by Desta. Looks to take on the corridor. Kick to a one-on-one looking for forward. But a good intercepting mark is taken here by Cooper. Cooper sends it back to half forward. Desta unable to take the intercept mark. Chumba was able to take it though. Goes out wide with the kick. It's a really good one as well to Garrett. Garrett got 4 down the line. If he wants Sam, won't be able to get it to him. It just flew over his head. And now Wandin can counter-attack once again, getting the handle away just in time as Halema. Through the corridor go the Dogs. Kick to half forward. Roberts, can he stick the mark? No, he can't. But getting it out the back here is Crosland. Has a bounce. Kick into the pocket. Is a ripper. Oh, the mark couldn't be taken, though. Just spilled at the last moment. Beautifully gathered here, though, by Seeger. Sends the ball inside forward 50. Roberts, can he get to the bouncing ball? No, he won't win the foot race. Getting across in time there was Wood, who has a bounce. Sends the ball long back the other way, but he's turned it over. The intercepting mark should be taken here by Patterson. Couldn't take the mark, but gathers the ball anyway. Sends the Dogs inside forward 50. Looking for Jones. Don't tell me. Oh, gee, that would have been an unbelievable block. Up and down to the pack.
No way.
Offline.
Oh, that was so exciting.
And that would have been for a bag of 5. That would have been for a bag of 5. 13-13-91 now to 8-6-54.
Literally a 360 spin and kicked off the ground. That would have been absolutely magic if you had got that.
So the Bloods will exit the defensive 51 last time. Desta will fly for the mark. Couldn't quite stick it. It was a good spoil there from Lewis. Desta did well with a good second effort. Lewis got him in the tackle and penalised for holding the ball. Still time enough for one more Wandin goal. Lewis loads up on the right bit. I think his kick was smothered. It was. It's a tumbler inside forward 50. Opportunity for Roberts. Chumba cops some heavy contact there from the Wandin attackers. Inside forward 50 they go again. There's the siren. And Wandin are your under 16 Yarra Premiers for season 2025 and the Yarra Valley Water Junior Choose Tap Final Series. A 37-point victory, a dominant season, capped off with the premiership. 13-13-91 to 8-6-54. And Adam, it was a brilliant performance. They were challenged in that second quarter, but they really came to in the second half and take away a deserved victory.
Yeah, absolutely, they did. They played really, really well, especially in that second half. That first quarter was really good as well, but when Olinda Ferny Creek challenged them, they knew how to hit back, and it's worked out rather well, and they've got a commanding victory for it.
A very tight contest. We felt like maybe a bit closer than what the scoreboard suggested, but congratulations to Wandin, commiserations to Olinda Ferny Creek. We do still have one more grand final to go, which won't be too far away, so we'll throw it over to our post-match ceremony, and make sure you stick around.
Well done to both teams. It was a fantastic show of our top age football, so well done, guys. Great effort. I'd like to invite up the chair of the OEFM board, Mark Sargent, to hand out the awards. Thank you. Well done to our umpires who officiated today. Can we please have Balin, Chloe, Flynn, Bruce and Chris up to get your medals? Well done, guys. Congratulations, umpires. Thank you very much for today. Okay, to our best on ground. Best on ground for Olinda Ferny Creek was number 1, Jack Ford. Well done, Jack. Best on ground for Wandin was number 16, Tyler Seeger. Well done, Tyler. I'd like to invite Lockie from Olinda, Ferny Creek, just to say a few words. Thanks, Lockie.
Yeah, cool. Firstly, thank you to the umpires for today and the whole year. Been super, and to the league and Yarra Junction putting on today. Wandin, yeah, you guys were the benchmark all year. To go undefeated at any level, any age group is a phenomenal effort. So well done to you boys. Well coached, just a well-run club. So good job to all you boys. To us, we always knew it was going to be like a tough effort, but the fact, we only kind of just snuck in the finals in the end, and then to go on the run we did, just credit to you guys. We are a lot of bottom ages, so hopefully next year we can come back and be on the opposite side. But thank you to all the parents throughout the year and the supporters. Probably do more thank yous tonight, but overall, boys, just super proud of the whole year, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Locke. And can I please call up the Premiership coach for Wandin, Brian.
Cheers, thanks, mate. Good on you. Thank you. Cheers. Well done. Thank you very much. Thanks. Yeah, am I reading them out, am I? Yeah, Roger. Rightio, there we go. It's all happening. Thank you. Firstly, thank you everyone for coming today. Fantastic contest between obviously the two best teams in the competition this year. To Lockie and your coaching staff and your boys, sensational day today. Geez, you played with guts and determination and really gave us a run for our money. So, and exactly like you said, Lockie, you've got only 4 or 5 second-year players and the rest are first years. Good Lord, you're going to be a good team next year. So, thank you for the contest. Well done. From our perspective, I want to thank a couple of people. One bloke, my assistant coach this year, Nick Croslin, he's done a fantastic job. He's had the magnet board all year this year and is very strategic in his moves and very switched on and off the field. So thank you very much, Crozzo. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Another guy, Wheelsy. Well, you were a premiership coach last year and you're the runner this year. So congratulations, mate. The kids love you. They get around you. You're a bit of a lovable larrikin. So thank you, mate, for your year too. Another one I want to mention is a guy, Dave Crellin. Just want to say thanks to him this year. He helped me out this year as he's a first-year coach, and he did a fantastic job in coaching our other under-16 team this year. So, Davey, thanks for giving us a chop out during pre-season, and you also helped our boys out as well during the year. Thank you. Also, more thank yous also to our trainer, Gail Berge. Thank you very much, Gail. Gail, you've done a fantastic job this year. Really appreciate it. You've been a great help for the boys. You've got a lot of boys on the park when they probably shouldn't have been on, so well done to you. Thank you. Great job. Another guy, look, he's a bit of the face of our under-16 team. He's very passionate. He loves it. He loves the boys. He's always picking them up from training and taking them home, and he's just a real fantastic role model. He's our team manager. And big stretcher, this is for you, mate. So thank you very much. You've had a great year. And happy birthday, stretcher. Just another one also like to thank our president, Juzzy. Really appreciate it, mate. You've been very supportive to us this year. You've really helped us out, so thank you very much, Juz. Also, sorry, I'm not taking too long, am I? I won't be too much longer, sorry. Just to our water boys, they've been fantastic this year. They've rocked up every game. My little nephew, little Ryder Lempriere, little Joey, Heath, and Jacob. Thank you very much, boys. Well done. Thank you. Just one last thing, on my boys, our boys as a collective. Really proud of you to go through a season undefeated and to get the chocolates on grand final day is a big reward for your efforts during the year. Much love to you all. You're a great bunch of humble young boys, and hopefully with the senior football club going forward, hopefully there'll be a few more senior players in the next few years. So, also thank you very much out at East for hosting the event. You've done a fantastic job, and thank you very much. And go Doggies! Thank you. Thanks.
Congratulations too.
Rightio. Sorry, going to read the teams out now. All right. So number 1, Sammy Anderson. Well done, brother. Good boy, mate. Good boy. Well done, mate. Number 4, Camden Jones. Great game, brother. Well done, mate.
Well done, Cam. Good effort.
Number 6, the captain, Cooper Aikens. Job, Chippy.
Well done, Coops. Thank you.
Number 8, Hayden Patterson. Job, mate.
Well done, H. You get H?
Yeah. Darcy Wilmot. Yeah. Number 10, Jackson Folletta. Job, brother. Well done, mate.
Well done, Jackie. Thank you. Good effort, buddy.
Number 11, Big Brooksy, Brooklyn Nolan. Big Buffer. Come, buddy.
Well done, champion. Well done, buddy.
Number 13, the Mad Chook, Aidan Alderwick. Well done, buddy.
Well done, Aidan. Thank you.
Number 14, Cooper Halima. Well done, buddy.
Well done. Thank you.
Number 15, Lachlan Cooper. Hey, thanks, Jack.
Well done. Thank you.
Number 16, Tyler Seager. Bit sore, mate. Well done.
Well done, buddy.
Number 17, Big Nashi Roberts. Well done, buddy. Number 19, Mitch Moondog Upton. And dogs. Number 20, Charlie Piper. And buddy. Number 21, Harry Red Crosland. Well done, Big Red. Number 26, Taryn Sculthorpe. Tazza. Great game, Shags.
Well done.
Number 27, Mandala Burble. Game, mate.
Well done.
Number 32, Charlie Lane. Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Number 34, Jackson Lewis. Well done, buddy.
Well done, champion.
Number 37, Ryan Dunn. Well done, Dunny. Good boy.
Well done, Ryan.
Number 43, Dylan Pollock. The big deal. On you, mate. Well done, buddy.
Well done, Dill.
Number 45, Noah Brown. On you, mate. Well played. And to conclude things, number 55, Little Nashi Seager. Well done, buddy.
Well done, champion.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, all. Oh, captain, sorry. Just the captains, Mitch Upton and Tipper. Can you come up, please? Oh, yeah. Stretcher and Crozza and Wheels, can you come up, please?
Come on, boys, get in here. Get the cup. Hey, turn the photo. And I'll get out of here. I'll jump out. Righto, boys, up you come.
So your 2025 Yarra Valley Water under 16 Yarra Premiers, Wandin.
This has been a Game Face Vision production.